Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elena Aber. This is the channel for life systems, the place where I tell you some of the things that I figured out to make my life easier and sharing with you to hopefully do the same for you and for your life to save you more time, your energy, give you time to relax, to spend time with your family, and to do actually the things that you love by putting some of the repeatable things on autopilot. Today system is about a story where I realized that I wasn't ready. And I wanted to give you that question as well to see if you can also look at your life and think if you are ready for that as well. So, the personal story that triggered this whole idea for the system that I'm going to share with you today, the system is called Family Headquarters. And the story that triggered it, the situation, was very tragic. My mom passing on her birthday. It's irrelevant, but it just gives you the idea of how uh, not only painful to lose a person you love, but it's also about having to deal with everything else that comes with it, including paperwork and legal questions that you have to solve that you're not ready for. And I wasn't. I didn't realize it. I didn't think about it. When my mom tried to show me some of the things that I needed to know to prepare for her eventual departure, I prefer to close my eyes and to close my ears and go la 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 la. I can't hear, so if I don't know anything, nothing's gonna happen. Which obviously is not a very smart approach, but that felt right at the moment. And I don't think so anymore, which is why my husband and I started building this family headquarters for ourselves, for our family, for each other, and for our kids in case that one of us has to deal with it. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to tell you what is in our family headquarters, why it is there, how it's organized, and how you can build one for yourself. I also have a template that you can purchase and fill out step by step the way that we did it and learn all the logic that we put into it. That is going to be on my website, and you can purchase and download and work on it. So now let's move on to explaining what it's all about. In our family headquarters, we have four major pillars, and we built it in Notion to make it easy to search, to make it easy to organize, because there are a bunch of different algorithms. And I've built the whole space, the whole logic, and the formulas and everything that I built in it. So if you purchase my template, it's all automatically already there. All you need to do is just plug in your information. So the four pillars are the identity, the home logistics, legal and tax, and the medical. Let me tell you about each one of those. The first one is identity. This is your digital safe where you're going to save your copies, obviously, copies of all your important documents that will be chronologically organized and making, they need to be all protected. The passwords and everything, you can do double verification and everything for your space. I have built in some protection in the Notion space in the template that you can purchase already, but you can add your own personal protection for it as well. This is basically the identity, the digital safe is where this is like a centralized, secure repository for things like passports, your social security number. And mind it, you don't have to put it in there. It is just for quick access in case if you need to find it super quick and easy. Birth certificates, all the paperwork like that you need to be able to access for, for traveling, for flights, for emergencies, basically anything that you use and you don't always carry around with you. And sometimes you come up with, like, sometimes something came up and you need one of your certifications or one of your insurance cards or anything, and you don't have it on you, if you build that identity safe digital place, you can easily access it from any device that you have. My personal problem is I live in France for the last 3 years, and there's two kinds of insurance, and I always forget my one of the cards, and every time I frantically used to text my husband and be like, where do I find that card? So that was also one of the reasons why we wanted to build the place like this that can easily be accessible from anywhere. I'm at the doctor, I'm at the pharmacy, wherever they ask for it. I don't have to frantically look for it and be like, oh crap, I forgot it at home today or something. I have it right there. I can easily access it and I can easily produce it and use in the moment. So this creates this single source of truth where your family can access most important credentials, paperwork, certificates, and everything to ensure that they always have access to the important vital documents. So this is the first pillar of the system. Let's move on to the second. Second pillar of the family headquarters that we built is home logistics. This is basically a house manual. If you think about it, very likely that there is one person in your family who takes care of all of the house things, electricity, gas, water, all of those things. They take care of it. They know how to fix it. They know where the shutoffs are, where they know the valves are. They know where the measures are, the what are the things that calculate. They know how to access them. They know how to produce the data that they need. They know who to call in case of emergency. And the rest of the family usually relies on that one person, and they call mom, dad, whoever it is. They usually rely on that person, and they always ask for that person to deal with it. But in case that person is not there, is not around, and I do get really sensitive about it because I've gone through it not once, more than once in my life, and I know how it feels, and I know that it's very something that we don't want to think about, but it's something that is pretty critical in case if it actually happens. So the house manual will have this visual map of different shutoffs, water, gas, electric. It will have a list of professionals to call in case of some emergency happens, emergency contractors and everybody. And this system, this place will allow your spouse, your parent, your babysitter, your children, adult children, to manage the property in case a crisis hits without having to worry about how to find all of that. So that place is also very useful. That was the second pillar of the family headquarters. We have two more: legal and tax and medical. So we're moving on to legal and tax. This is an archive for chronologically stored wills, trust, and tax portfolios. There are no copies in this system. You can keep all your copies, all of your variations, notarized, certified, translated, whatever. You can keep them somewhere else. You can keep them on a computer, in a paper format. But here in this system, in the headquarters digital place, you only keep most recent, most updated, signed, most useful papers, copies of papers, obviously, repeat it again, that your family can access in case of an emergency. This takes care of that April panic when the tax season comes, or the legal dread. Like I had to deal with my mom, where I had to find a will, and I actually remember the moment when I spent days and days searching for the will because I didn't want to. I was the beneficiary on her will, and I knew that I had to be the one to deal with all that, and I just couldn't find it. I didn't know, so I couldn't take the right, and I couldn't take responsibility legal responsibility for anything without having the proof. And I remember just sitting there after days of searching and not knowing where to find it, and just being so sad and hurt from the loss, and also feeling alone and lost in the way of dealing with the paperwork, that I was just thinking, why did I not take the time to learn and organize everything that I needed to learn at the moment when she could teach me? Why did I keep postponing it? And why did I keep pretending that if I don't know, nothing will happen? If I don't have the system, if I don't have the knowledge, if I'm not prepared, I won't have to deal with it. And in that moment, when I was sitting there so desperate, I realized that things happen and we can't predict them, and we can't protect ourselves. We can't protect our loved ones from it. The best we can do is prepare, and this was my way of starting to prepare uh, the system that could make my family's life easier. So this was the third pillar, the legal and tax. And one more thing in there is medical. This is the emergency hub that I'm going to tell you about next. The fourth pillar in the system is the medical, the emergency. In case if emergency happens, I noticed from my experience that everything just vanished. I mean, seriously, I couldn't even remember that I was a CPR certified when my mom had an emergency, and I completely lost my mind. I completely forgot not only what to do, but almost forgot my name and who I was in the moment. So in those moments, we don't want to be digging through the piece of information, things like, doctor's information, personal medical information like blood type, allergy, any problems, any specific conditions that a person has, especially if we don't know them really well. So this system, the medical one, this is the low friction system with tables for blood types, for allergies, for insurance IDs, for primary doctors that we might need. And this is designed for the person that is likely not in a family, like a babysitter or responder, to provide them that life-saving information that when every second counts. And this is the in Notion, it's very easy to give access to one page and not the other, and to share that page with the people who you trust, with you, with your children, who you trust to be able to save your life, basically, or save the life of your loved one if something happens. So this was the fourth pillar of the family headquarters. So here it is. Here's what we built for Family HQ, Family Headquarters in Notion, and we also have some paperwork on Google Drive. We have double verification, we have everything protected. We keep the originals in a safe place, and we have this digital space for easy access for the family members and for the people who have something to do with this whole situation. If you want to build something similar, you can follow the structure from this video. You can also purchase the template that I have built and put your information in there, and you can also become a member of the community where we keep each other accountable and help each other keep all the systems running for our family, making our lives easier. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.